This clip is brought to you by SaveWithConrad.com.
Captain Zach writes in, back when SmackDown was not live and a botch happened, I've heard Bruce and others talk about making the talent quote unquote redo something. How do you go about doing that? Like if a finish looked bad or something was missed, do you send the guys back out?
Yeah, I've seen, when we were there before, back in 88, when we were wrestling there. And if you'd have told me this, I'd have headbutted you probably for insulting me, my intelligence. Back in the day, they would have one thing go wrong in a match that they didn't like, and they would have them wait about 30 minutes and go back and have the exact same match, but fix the one mistake that was perceived in that match. So if it was a 15-minute match, you would go back and have to do the entire match. I saw Bret Hart and Kurt Hennig have a match, and I was sitting there with my jaw on the ground going, good God, these guys are tearing the joint down. Well, apparently there was like 30 seconds at the front end of the thing where Kurt was just jawing at the audience or whatever he was doing, just something ridiculous, but it fit within the confines of the match. But they just felt like he stalled too long. Well, other than just pull that up and take that out, and with technology being what it was, they could have easily fixed it that way. They had to go back out 20 minutes later and do that entire match again, but just start quicker, if you can believe that.
It's crazy.
Yeah, so I saw it. Yeah, I saw it in practice several times. And let me tell you something, the audience would just sit there looking at each other. They weren't popping the second go around. After about 3 or 4 minutes, they would go, well, this is the exact same match they already had earlier.
Right.
Nobody cared. Nobody put any emphasis on, hey, let's just go ahead and smarten up the audience. 100%. Let's beat them over the head with the fact that it's all bullshit. It's all preordained.
Jill writes in, this will sound crazy, but I've always wondered if the follically challenged wrestlers think that affects their value. Would you or Hogan have made more money with a full head of hair? I think Savage and Hogan were self-conscious about it. Were you?
No, because I never had any. I mean, I didn't. No one ever approached me and said, you know what, stand still for a minute, smile. I'm gonna put you in a commercial. You have got that star power look. I never looked like that. I always looked like a 6th grade teacher that might hit you in the head with a beer mug if you got out of line. That was my claim to fame. Never had a big flowing head of hair once I got into business. Now, growing up, believe it or not, high school and thereafter, pretty decent head of hair. However, I started cutting meat in a grocery store in a freezer and caffeined up to be able to get in there at 2 o'clock in the morning, cut meat for 8 to 10 hours. It all fell out in about a year and a half, 2 years. That environment just killed it. So I never had hair, never worried about having hair. I don't think Hulk would have been a bigger star if he would have had hair.
How could he have been? I mean, he's the biggest star ever in the business at that point. I mean, I don't know how it would have been possible to be bigger.
How do you raise the bar?
Yeah.
Hey, it's Conrad Thompson. Thanks for checking out the podcast here on YouTube. Be sure to hit the subscribe button and the notifications bell so you get a notice anytime we upload some new content. And go save yourself some money right now. If you're in a 30-year loan or you have credit card debt, it's not a matter of if I can save you money. It's a matter of how much. Find out right now for free at SaveWithConrad.com.